Hi third graders, I hope you're having a good day. Make sure you're being good for your parents. I'm here today to help you with Guided Class Practice 93A. Okay, if you have it printed out at home, please have it in front of you. If you don't have it printed home, that's totally okay. I just ask that you have a piece of paper, either a lined piece of paper or a plain sheet of paper, so you could take notes like you would on the regular worksheet. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm putting my name. All right, let's look at the dateline. Dateline says, draw a 5.3 centimeter line segment. Write this number using a common fraction, 5.3 centimeters. I know that centimeters are measured in a tenth of an inch. That means that 5.3 is equivalent to 5 7/10 of a centimeter. So I'm going to write that on my answer line, 5 7/10. If you have a ruler at home, go ahead and use the centimeter side, starting at your date line, measuring over 5.7 centimeters. Okay, I am looking at problem number 1 here. Nicole's height is 5 feet 3 inches, and Amber's height is 4 feet 10 inches. What is each child's height in inches? What is the average height of the two students? Number, sentence, answer. Okay, so my first problem here says, what is each child's height in inches? I know that Nicole is 5 feet 3 inches. Amber is 4 feet 10 inches. I'm gonna have to change over the feet into inches and then add in the inches that was there before. We all know that 1 foot equals 12 inches. All right, to do this, I'm gonna start with Nicole. Nicole is 5 feet, so I'm timesing 5 feet times 12. I know that 5 times 12 is 60. I have to add in those 3 inches because she's 5 feet 3 inches. So 60 plus 3 is 63. That means that Nicole is 63 inches tall. I'm going to write that on the answer line. 63 inches. Don't forget to label. Amber, it says Amber is 4 feet 10 inches tall. Okay, so I'm starting off Amber. I'm writing down that she's 4 feet, timesing it by 12. 12 inches equals 1 foot. I know that 4 times 12 is 48. I'm going back because she's 4 feet 10 inches. I'm gonna have to add in those 10 inches. So 48 plus 10 is 58. It means that Amber is 58 inches tall. I'm gonna write that on my answer line. 58 inches. Okay, I solved the first part of my problem. I know that Nicole is 63 inches tall and Amber is 58 inches tall. Now, my next problem here says, what is the average height of the two children? Average. I know that finding the average is the same thing as finding the mean. To find the average, I add, and then I divide. Once again, to find my average, I add, and then I divide. On the side, I'm gonna stack 63 plus 58. And when I add those together, I get 121. Now I have to divide. Okay, there was 2 things that we added. We added Nicole's height, we added Amber's height. So I'm going to divide by 2. 121 going on the inside, 2 going on the outside. 2 divided by what? 1 divided by 2, I can't do that. So I'm going to have to look at 12 divided by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. I subtract 12 minus 12 and get 0. Now I have to bring down. I'm bringing down my 1. 1 divided by 2, I can't do that, so I'm going to write a 0 in there. 0 times 2 is 0. I subtract and I still have 1. That must be my remainder. I'm going to turn that remainder into a fraction. We know that what is left over goes as our numerator of the fraction, and what is left over, what we divided by here, that 2 goes as the denominator of our fraction. That means that 121 divided by 2 is 60 and 1/2. I'm gonna have to write my number sentence here. I'm starting with Nicole's height, which is 63 inches, abbreviating to IN, and I am adding Amber's height, which is 58 inches. Now I did that addition problem first, so I'm putting in parentheses to show that I did that first. Once I found that answer, I divided it by 2, and it equaled 60 and 1/2 inches. So my answer once again was 60 and 1/2 inches. Okay, good job following along on problem number 1. Remember, if you don't have the Saxa Math sheet, that's fine. These same notes, please be writing on your piece of paper that you have. Okay, going on to problem number 2. Problem number 2 says, write the negative numbers on the number line. So I see there's a number line here. It has 0 through 8 already written down. I'm just going to be filling in the negative numbers. When we fill in these negative numbers, we start at 0 and we count backwards all the way down the number line. So I have here 0. Now I'm going to do -1, -2, -3, -4. Feel free to count with me. -5, -6, -7, and -8. Okay, I have my number line all filled in. You can see the number line goes all the way from -8 through 0 in the middle, all the way to 8 on the opposite end. I did my first direction there. Now my second direction says, use the number line to show what -2 plus 6 would be. Now what I have to do is I'm starting, my first number in my problem is -2, so I have to find -2 on the number line. I'm going to circle it. -2. Now it wants me to add 6. When we add, we always go to the right. Let's put that note there. Adding, you're always jumping to the right. Okay. If it would ask you to subtract, you're jumping to the left. Okay. Here we're adding, so we're going to jump to the right. Add 6, that means 6 jumps to the right. Starting here, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see what number I landed on. I landed on the number 4. That means that -2 plus 6 equals 4. This concept is newer from number 2. Don't worry, we'll keep going over this concept here. Okay, I'm looking at problem number 3. Problem number 3 tells me to write a common and a decimal fraction for each picture. See 2 different pictures. Each one we have to write a common and a decimal fraction. So we know that common fractions, our denominator is 10. So my denominator is going to be 10 because it's a common fraction. Let me look at this first problem here. I see 1 whole square, I see 2 whole squares, so I know that there are 2 whole squares shaded. I just have to figure out how many out of these 10 are shaded. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 shaded. That means we have 2 whole and 6 out of 10. 2 6/10 is my common fraction. To change that over to a decimal fraction, I know I put my whole number 2, a decimal point, and a 6. Okay, now I'm looking over at my next one. I see there's 1 whole square shaded. And now I have to find out what my common fraction would be by counting the number of parts that are shaded.